All about engineering. My inquiry project on engineering. Chemical engineering. A chemical engineer is a person who works with basic raw minerals and turns them into great products. To become a chemical engineer, you have to do about 4 to 5 years of university. The first ever chemical engineer was George E. Davis. He found chemical engineering in 1887. George E. Davis passed away in 1907 at the age of 57. To this day, people consider George a pioneer of engineering. Civil engineering. A civil engineer is a very important person when it comes to making a new building. A civil engineer designs new buildings. For example, a civil engineer was the person who made the pointy design of the Burj Khalifa. William Fraser Baker designed the Burj Khalifa. A civil engineer is also a big part in making the blueprint of a new skyscraper. A civil engineer also helped the construction of roads, bridges, and dams. The first ever civil engineer was John Smeaton. He was born in 1724 and passed away in 1792. He found civil engineering in 1771. He is the first ever civil engineer. Electrical engineering. An electrical engineer is a person who deals with lights, helps to make electricity panels for homes, and helps make or fix telephone poles. When a new home is being built, the electrical engineer helps with the electrical panel. The electrical panel is what gives the whole house electricity. The engineer helps with battery life in iPhones. The battery life in iPhones is pretty good. The electrical engineer makes sure it goes down properly. If it didn't, all our phones would run out of battery in seconds. William Gilbert was the person who made electrical engineering. He was born in 1544 and passed away in 1603. Electrical engineering started in 1882, way after William's death, but he's still the person who started the idea of perfecting electricity. Mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering is one of the oldest types of engineering. A mechanical engineer is a person who has to be creative. This type of engineering needs creativity because the engineer designs objects. To design, a mechanical engineer uses a computer called computer-aided system. Mechanical engineers also use this when they want to make new objects. Every object has a design. For example, when tables were being designed, someone made the plan that this object will have 4 legs holding it up. Nobody knows who the first mechanical engineer was. Here's the fact that the first mechanical engineer was executed. Mechanical engineering started in 1882. It was created the same year as electrical engineering. There are myths that someone started mechanical engineering in 1472. That's one of the oldest types of engineering. Geological engineering. A geological engineer is a person who investigates the earth. They study mines, quarries, dams, production, railways, building projects, pipelines, forestry operations. A geological engineer's job is kind of complex and hard to explain, so I'll just talk about the history instead. Geological engineering is the most recent made type of engineering. It was made in 1951, not too long ago. There's a myth that someone started geological engineering in 1925. Even if it was created in 1925, that's still the most recent made engineering. Who made engineering? Well, there are multiple people that made engineering. Here are all the different makers. George E. Davis made chemical engineering. William Fraser Baker made civil engineering. William Gilbert made electrical engineering. Mechanical and geological don't have a claim creator. What is engineering? There are multiple types of engineering. These are chemical, civil, electrical, and mechanical, and geological. All different types of engineering have different jobs. I personally want to be a mechanical engineer. When was engineering made? All different types of engineering were made in different years. Chemical engineering was made in 1887. Civil engineering was made in 1771. Electrical engineering was made in 1882. Mechanical engineering was made in 1882 as well. In 1951, geological engineering was created. And here's a timeline. Where to go for an engineering degree? If you were wondering where to get an engineer's degree, it's your lucky day. The best university to get an engineering degree is Massachusetts University. It is located in the United States. For every type of engineering, Massachusetts is the best. The university was made in 1964. It was made in Boston. When the Boston State University and the Massachusetts University merged and became one. Massachusetts University is the number one rated university for every type of engineering. Stanford University is ranked second for best universities for engineering. Stanford University is located in California. It was made in 1881. Massachusetts and Stanford are the best universities. Why people become engineers. People become engineers to express their creativity. Engineering gives a huge amount of salary. If you're an engineer, you get to travel across the world for different meetings. People like to have an impact on the world. Engineering does that. Lots of humans love to have fun. Engineering is fun because you get to make your own items. If you're an engineer, you get to learn a bunch of new things to build. My questions on engineering. I wonder who the first ever mechanical engineer was. Everyone knows who created the other types of engineering, but no one knows who made mechanical. I also wonder who the most famous Canadian engineers are. I wonder when they become engineers, and I also want to know who the first ever Canadian engineer was. I wonder if engineering is different in all parts of the world. Is engineering still the same? Do engineers have different jobs in different countries? And here's the salary timeline again. Quiz time. What year was mechanical engineering made? Cambridge.
1882.
Yes. What's the best university to get an engineer's degree?
Massachusetts.
Yes. What is one thing an electrical engineer does? Thomas? Yeah, they perfect the electrical panels. What's the oldest type of engineering?
Mechanical.
Yes. The end. Hope you enjoyed. Please raise your hand if it says something you learned.